Towa has started to grow close to the staff that runs a local animal health center. Towa remarks that I won't allow anyone else to be sacrificed. I'll save everyone. Meanwhile, in the city, Kurion is searching for the next host for the next Minosaur, while Tankjo starts to make his move. Ko attacks Tankjo in an attempt to avenge his fallen master, but when Towa tries to assist, they fall into a trap that was designed by Kurion and Tankjo. Kishiryu Sentai RyuSoulger Episode 5, Hell's Watchdog. So this is supposed to be the Bamba focused episode. If you didn't get by how I said focused, I put it in quotation marks as it's not particularly focused on Bamba. I'll explain a little bit later on. So the episode starts with Towa kind of rethinking his whole should we sacrifice people to stop the Droidon tribe and the Minosaurs, continuing on from his development of, hey, the RyuSoulgers kind of changed my mind, but him and his brother go off and they find Kurion and try to stop him from creating a Minosaur. This brings the attention of Tankjo and the rest of the RyuSoulgers who Towa calls but Bamba didn't want there anyway, and because Tankjo is the one that killed Master Red, Ko goes off by himself without any support to fight Tankjo. It fails. Turns out there was a Minosaur that was created already, and it bites and infects Towa with a some kind of poison, some kind of venom. So Bamba, moved by what Towa had said, same with what Ko had said about avenging his master and all of that, goes off to search for the Minosaur, the Cerberus Minosaur. So overall, this was an okay to goodish episode. When I said it's not particularly Bamba focused, that's because it really isn't. There's 3 people that are the focus of this episode: Bamba, Towa, and Ko. All 3 of them get a character development in some way within this episode. It is a really good episode for development for them. It really is. The problem is, as we've seen with the previous episode, it's too quick. That the pacing is too quick. This development is too quick. How the development works for at least Towa and Bamba, it would have worked great for them to build up to this. Maybe sacrificing others isn't the right thing to do. We're here to protect people. We shouldn't. They shouldn't come second to our mission. Then later on, they decide, you guys were right, and we should team up. But because of the pacing within the series so far, because of the previous episode, the development is still too quick. Like, Towa is already on, like, when Sane, the woman who he meets, who is adopting orphan dogs, she says, all lives are precious. Don't people understand that? And it strikes a chord with him. It's like, no, that's the opposite of what him and Bamba have been doing. But when he thinks of that, it just shows us Bamba as the one going to kill each of the hosts that we've seen so far, since they've been properly introduced. And it feels weird because Towa was definitely the one that was all for it. So it is good development, but it's a bit weird. And with Ko, with avenging his master, it's all just for revenge, and he's kind of brought to his senses by Melt and Asuna. So don't give in to your rage. Remember, we're a team, and this isn't something your master would want for you to just be driven by revenge. And that was really good. But like how they're setting up the rivalry between him and Tankjo, it also is still too quick. So we're introduced to Bamba's Kishiryu Mill Needle. It's an okay debut. I like the whole it's kind of like a samurai kind of boxer when it forms together to make a Kishiryu Mill Needle, I think the name is. And not too bad. It is better looking than Kishiryu Tiger Lance. I will give it that. So it was a good debut for that. But I will say, like, a highlight of this is definitely the fight choreography, but especially between Tankjo and Ko. The fight choreography in that scene was really, really good. I was really impressed with just the choreography, the camera work in those scenes. It was really good. So overall, with episode 5, Hell's Watchdog, I'll give it a 3.5 Ryusouls out of 5. It's the pacing so far, which has been a recurring thing, is still a problem with this series. The pacing is too quick, and as such, the character development arrives too quick. It is character development that we need for them, for the RyuSoulgers. It just comes in too early in the series. They're not. You haven't given them the initial grounding of their character before they can develop even more and move on. Especially with Towa and Bamba, given that it's been 1 or 2 episodes and they're already reconsidering their whole original purpose of we sacrifice people to save everyone, that whole kind of stick. So that's all. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.